Alright, welcome everybody on YouTube. Second intro because it wasn't working. We were just on Twitch, but now it looks like we're on YouTube and Twitch. Got lots of things figured out. Perfect, broadcast started. I should have just read that. Welcome, thank you for joining. Thanks for all the patience of me restarting the stream a bunch of times earlier and testing a lot of things out, but overall things should be better. We got a wired camera, so better frame rate there. As you can see, we got the chat on the screen, which is much nicer for you guys to see. And then I am streaming to Twitch, which is a big thing, obviously. And I have a combined chat that I can see. Only the YouTube chat goes on the screen, which is the primary chat. And also, it's against Twitch terms of service to have both chats on the screen, so I do not have that. But I can see them on a different screen, so if you chat on either platform, I can see it. So feel free to watch on whichever one you prefer. I appreciate you joining. Alright, let's start actually driving. It's been a long night trying to figure everything out. Probably 3-4 hours total. Okay, so my driving is going to be significantly worse for a while, I imagine. Any of you have a Logitech G920 or G29, depending on which version you have, you'll know that the brake pedal is extremely hard to push down. It takes a lot of force, so in every sim game, since I mostly play relaxing sim games, I just use the clutch pedal for braking up to this point. I'm just going to drive around behind. Not too quick with the first lap, just to warm the tires and test it out. But anyway, since I'm getting more into sim racing, I thought I need to set up the brake to actually do the brake.
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
Which obviously requires force. The clutch pedal just push it in with no force. So, yeah, this is a completely new experience for me. Shouldn't be too different, but it might be. I have the pedal set currently, which I might change to about 70%. Push the pedal on 70%, and that equals 100% braking because of how much pressure it takes. Even that, you should be able to see my hands at the top of the screen. It's 100%. 100% is this. Obviously, you can't feel what I feel, but it's still got to put quite a bit of force down on the pedal. So we'll see how it goes, but braking is going to feel quite different for me. I don't know if it'll affect it, but it's really going to assist me in trail braking. These pedals, no matter what, are the best, especially for trail braking. But it's going to be better than using the clutch. We're just here to practice stuff on the way, just don't expect any good times for a little while. Get used to this. And the feet are also closer together, which is a small change, but something I can notice. salt out here. Go. Make sure the chat is still working because again I'm using a new program, so just make sure. Oh, I'm going off the track. Nice. Right. Okay. He's very angry. Very bored on us still. This, I guess. How's the game? Is it too quiet? It seems much quieter for me than it was the last stream, but let me know how it is for you and as we get closer to the end of it. Sounds better, perfect. Driving quite differently than we normally do, because I'm really trying to get a feel for a different style before I get in the habit. I used to drive too much with the braking. Try to properly learn how to trail brake on the other dash. So lines are not that great right now, but it's focus on it less. Obviously I need a good line to practice trail braking. Left of the day. Not a quick one though. Looked crazy there. That's okay. A bit left from last one for sure. Still a warm up. And invalidated the lap. Great. Turn the game up slightly on my end. I'll leave it the same for the stream. Come on, nothing working. Likes to work. Steel Series GG is just Windows completely blank, but that's okay. Just restart it. Welcome to everyone who's joined, by the way. Appreciate it. There we go. It's much better. Track limits back there. That's okay. Probably. I'm gonna crash a lot this lap for some reason. Better trail braking for the last corner, but that's the one corner I trail braked in initially. So always could do it, even though it's not the smartest way to do that. Completely missed my braking point. Turning too early again for that apex. Ryan shall not have it. Way too early. Taking that last corner, I just did a different line now. Really the correct line, because I always could do it flat out. So I wasn't changing it, but there was a lot more locked up. And then I just did it flat out with no lockup, so I should obviously do it always. Straight on the outside of the corner. Good set for the 3 corners there, better than I usually perform. Still within track limits. I'm more worried about spinning out from the grass there. Very loud thing moving on to the session. And the fastest not better. It did feel like a good lap, so that one did not surprise me. And hit every corner better than I typically do. That's my record now, 135. Actually, no, wait. It's 134.5055. I have a 135.022, so you know, very much on pace with my fastest, which is good. I wasn't paying attention to the beginning of this lap, so don't know even know how it was. I was on autopilot. That's it. I'm gonna focus on the next lap. Also be nice in my racing, I'll be practicing with, starting with much slower cars. Namely the MX-5. So I'll really be able to practice my racecraft, not just my fast car. Especially the MX-5 I've heard is really good for learning properly how to race. I'm looking forward to that. not a very good corner, but came at it different speed than I'm used to. The advantage of playing on without VR is don't have everything on medium for you guys. So let's move around for the camera than when I'm in VR too, which is good and bad. Much less tiring for sure. And it can also be more consistent. That corner finally. This corner. Not good for that one. Still carried a lot of speed, but they're taking it better. Later, I normally good for that. I still made it 3 minutes, which is still impressive. Fast lap, under 136 for me. Turns early there. For that on the way. Fronts there, we're turning too much. I'm getting the feeling for trail braking how it's turning in California, just not doing it for many of the turns yet. I just feel it. Understand it. Much easier now that the brake pedal takes significant pressure. First and second corner, not how I'd like it. Did my last lap just beat my record though again. Went to 134 now. Just put my gas in while I drive on there. Invalid and bad anyway, so let's try really hard on this one. Missed the braking point for that car. I don't have any reference for it, which I need to get. Starting now, trail braking a little bit better, so I'm start my braking the way I normally do. I'm consistently coming up too slow for it, which is good. The suggestion what do you mean by no volume? Oh, maybe you can know after you read that. May have just been focused and quiet. Looks like it's working. Let me know though. Knocked over the apex there. too early. Let's try a bigger braking line over here. A little bit there. Okay, let me just play that out loud on my phone real quick to make sure it's working. It's in the wall anyway. Okay, it is. That's most likely just quiet and focus when you sent that. Track of that right there. Not too early that time, but still early. For the turn on. Breaking point, which is now too early. Stopped way too late for that one. Crash out because of it. Braked how I wanted to, but completely horrible line there. Break later than I anticipated you. Earlier than last time, still too late, so I'll fine tune that braking zone. Hardcore, you missed the beginning, I think, but I'm now using the actual brake pedal instead of the clutch pedal as my brake. And I have it set up where about 70% pressure is 100% pressure because the Logitech pedals are very hard to push down. I'm still using a ton of force. But things should be more realistic now, but I kind of got to get used to that, so. Yep, that's it. Yeah, I'm getting better at trail braking for some corners and completely missing the braking 100%. overall improving with it. Had a better best lap today than the first one record. Over a little bit. 10th. Not even a 10th actually. Chair back. I'm missing that once in a while. More than I used to should or do. Definitely wasn't using the whole track for that final chicane ever, so I think we're trying to find a new line through that. Consistent braking going through for a few turns. I did take them good roads off, but I never did them consistently. Different every time. Almost the rest of the track. I have a consistent line, but I'm working on slowly also. Not enough braking there. Came in a little higher instead of turning some forward better. Just watch the track guide to see where the braking point is. much there. Back to practice, thanks. Appreciate you being here. See you. Have a good night. So much better. Maybe let's hit this car. That one come out faster than I ever come out before, since I did the other ones better. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna take this one. Sorry, I'll just do one more minute. I'm just gonna put a message in the chat, and I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Just trying to figure out a better solution for my chair moving around, so I can brake a little harder without having to worry about it. Appreciate you guys being here. Okay, I'm back. Setup should be a bit better now. Yeah, I can push my driver now. That's good. Just move my pedals. Perfect. Took the wheels off my chair. I'm going to just turn up the braking power a little bit to make it more where I can actually brake a different amount easier. A bigger range of motion. Let's go to options. Let's see if I can get up to 80%. Let's see how much power. Not sure why the max limit is bringing it down. I see. Yeah, just that final 10% is really difficult, so just leave it at that, where 90% is 100%. Instead of 70, that should be much easier to race. It's harder to push the pedal. Give that a try. I have to remember my time. I already have it on stream, so it's
Green
okay.
light, go, go, go.
Oh, it's the camera got messed up there. There we go. By racing, so I'll have to overlay to show my braking right in front of me so I can see it better than looking at the stream preview. It's small for me to read. Not sure why I just slowed down though. Braking power, I'm gonna get used to that. I'm better with controlling spins and when I spin out there, like knowing how much gas to push to spin myself all the way around again. There, I turned far too early. I'm going to the grass right now, I'm not sure why. Much better. That was better. Not good. He's okay so far. Too off track there. Still legal though. Good line there again. Not too early here. Definitely a very different feeling with the brakes like this. Get too much front lock up in that corner. That whole lap, I think. Maybe at the very beginning, but time to check. I think I have the best lap ever. Heard it's the fastest lap of the session, but I don't really know what it means. I know what that means, I just don't know what my session times are. Spam message. Twitch. First day streaming on Twitch. too long. Took too much speed away from the corner. Oops. One second, I'm just gonna open Twitch up real quick because I realize I have no way of looking at it to know if it's working. I know I have the chat come through, but I'm not sure where I see viewers. Okay, one viewer on Twitch. Hello. The only first time I've ever streamed on Twitch, dual streaming. Usually on YouTube, which I am right now as well. Just see if I can quickly adjust my screens here. So I can just see if anyone's on Twitch. There we go. Perfect. Appreciate everyone who's still here on YouTube as well. Hey Jesse, how are you doing? Is everyone good night? Back. Thank you. It's good to be back. Enjoying streaming again. Definitely something I miss doing. Appreciate you guys coming back to watch. Oops. Missed that breaking zone a little bit. It's not a bad lap anyway. Nice. I hope it works going well. You're on night shifts and over there. I remember, I think you work for plane part sourcing, something like that. I'm thinking of somebody else. Appreciate it throwing my stream on regardless. Why would those two things go together? Hard sourcing and night shift. So you're on one of those two. Oh, good. Not a good start to this lap. My grass. I'm gonna brake pedal like this is my workout. It's fun to do spins like that and get better at doing that. Make sure I use the whole track even if I don't feel like I need it, because otherwise I'm locking up the front tires on that point, which you can there. I've got a lot better line now that I know to turn in earlier than I initially thought, but because of that I'm actually turning a little too early now. What's going on? What car are you in? Sounds nice. McLaren 720S GT3. Sounds very nice. Drives very nice as well. It sounds nice on the sound. Don't worry about that. All the GT3 cars sound pretty good and pretty similar. There's some pretty neat ones though. Lambo and this one definitely sound quite similar. I've been bored watching the same track for quite a while, but really working on how I race more than the time on this track. Of course, I am improving on that as well, but today's my first day using the brake pedal as it should be used. I'm trying to trail brake correctly and other things, and so I'm trying to work on getting into the muscle memory. Sounds like my gearbox there, though. Yeah, these things sound really aggressive. It sucks that ears sound like that. I just saw a video of someone driving a GT3 car on the road, and it sounds super nasty. Turning too early again on that corner. All bad habits. I don't know if I've ever turned in that early on that corner by accident. It worked out, but way lower speed than normal. I'll try to brake a little later for this. Great turn one. Oh, good. Okay. I do feel like I am getting better at that because I'm turning it earlier than I used to. The other viewer on Twitch now, appreciate you being here. My first day dual streaming into Twitch, so it's yeah, new. You can see on my account how many followers are in the previous streams. Typically on YouTube, which I am as well today. That was worse than last time for sure. That's the line for that corner. Better though, but I wasn't going flat out or braking very hard. Braking obviously go much faster for that. This corner I'm actually pretty good with most of the time, not them, but I don't have a braking point of reference, so I'm not consistent with it. I mean, there's not really good references that I can see for those first two corners. For turn one, I'm sure there is bleachers, but there's so many things that look the same, I just don't really know if I can make a marker out of it. Pay more attention to what's going on. reference. Is there a known reference that you guys want? Let's try the overhead banner. That's too late. Try and do secondary and carry as much speed all the way left in the chicane. Okay, the last one I imagine you're mentioning? Or all the way left. Because it could be either the first or the second one. I wouldn't think it's the first one. Keeping left. Like the one I'm about to go up here. Left. Yeah, it's not this one. I thought maybe that was alright. This one, I'd rather three shillings. One, two, or three. I'm thinking it's this one, so I'll just try it on this one. This is fortunate, man. Actually, that's such a long one. I'm not sure if I really know what you mean by all the way left. If I shifted up, that would have been okay. Damage. Tried to brake later for that corner that really screwed me up. And again, I had no set ground reference when moving for it. All the way there. It could be this one too, honestly. That one probably I am losing a lot of speed on. I can see myself doing it second, so probably that. Just trying to see what second feels like through that one. I'm going to be first for it. Went off track, lost all my traction. And anyone who just joined this lap, that'd be interesting for you. 2 crashes in one lap, 3 crashes. Let's try to get better here. It's too early, so banner's too late. That was too early. Not that I had a reference for what I just did. Pause for 1 second. Tight enough on the second, whether that you can. something good or bad happens, and I'm going to try to talk less when it comes back. Focus, because I'm making good few mistakes in recent 3 laps. Focus mostly on the turn 1, and I think I got turn 1 better, but that didn't not set myself up well for turn 2 then. Could be in second there, not like that though, that just jumping in the pair second corner. Not quite enough to do a tight turn there. I'm trying to push as hard as I can. Obviously it's free practice and trying to take time off each corner individually, but yeah, I'm overall making more mistakes now. I think I'm experimenting with new lines for almost a good few of the corners. Is hard to get used to. A little less boring than most GT3s, yeah. I agree, it was harder to get used to in the beginning, especially because I only had driven the Huracan before this, which has better brakes. I do really enjoy how this car feels. It can make some corners faster and more planted than the Huracan. I do, Jesse. I'm on a set of Corsa. I think it does have those included. Just mostly, and I might try it honestly. I was about thinking doing a couple laps in different cars just for fun. So I don't get too stuck in this car, but I am trying to, of course, improve mostly with one, so I can really practice and not worry about being messed up by switching cars. But I think after this lap, I'm going to switch to GT3 RS if they have one. So I really enjoy doing a lap in that. I've never driven one in the game. I can always do a bit slower and more consistent laps. These laps are not really indicative of what I would do in a race. I mean, they definitely aren't, because I am trying to push a lot of different corners at once, which is why there's certain corners where I'm consistently crashing on. You could do 137s all day safely. That's not what I'm trying to do here. Just stop here. Okay, 134.5 is my fastest. I'm happy to just get another 134.8, so I'm consistently getting better. Okay, let's switch it. That's Fairman. This is my favorite racing sim for sure. Nice, it's very enjoyable. It's my only one until I get iRacing in a couple days, which I imagine that will be my primary. But for GT3 racing and just for fun, I'll be playing this game. That's for sure. Okay, let's see. Welcome to people on Twitch as well. Thanks for joining. My first time dual streaming to Twitch. I'm usually only on YouTube, which is where you see the chat on your screen from. Let's go over here. What do we have? There's so many more vehicles than I thought, because I wasn't in the open series. I was on a certain series the entire time I've owned this game, which I haven't played much, but still I didn't know what was in the game. GT3 Cup. That's a 991, 992. So it's not a 911. Oh, GT3R. Okay. Well, that's still a 991 though. I don't know Porsche models that well, but I know it's... I don't think that's the GT3 RS, right? Well, there's no S, obviously. It's not a Porsche 911, it's a... Maybe it is. It's a 992. Or it's a 911 992, right? I think. Yeah, okay. This is a 911. %90 sure. It didn't save. What are these ones? 2023. There's a newer one here. It's very cool looking. Let's go with this. How do I accept it? Oh, it's locked. Why is it locked? Do I not own it? I thought they only showed me cars that I owned here. I guess not. Oh, I see. There's a couple locked things here. Okay, well, GT World Challenge. What do I have for that? 2024 cars. Why is it locked? Do I have to buy it? I have no idea how Assesto Corsa really works. So. And it would be nice if it showed it here, if I own it or not. If that's what that means. Okay, well, definitely I can select some of them. In this 2020, I can't. Okay, I can drive this one. The older model, that's fine. Let's try this. I assume it's because I don't own it, but who knows.
Green light, go, go, go.
Let's see how this sounds. Sounds different, that's for sure. It's maybe DLC, yeah, possibly. Whoa. Traction control, okay. Out of the pit lines here. This needs some warm tires, that's for sure. It sounds fast, or I think it's turbo, or I don't know what's making it sound, whirring sound. Yeah, that sounds fast. It's got good brakes, too. I mean, McLaren has bad brakes compared. Having the back end is definitely slippery. Tires are cold. Oh wow. Oh, I'm gonna drive this a little differently than McLaren. There goes the just did it again. Floored it immediately again. Hear it. Backfire is super cool. Wow, okay. Really need to let the tires warm up, but also I assume this car's just a little different in terms of its rear traction. I'm just gonna drive it one more time, another lap without pushing it. I was trying to push it there. And I gotta push it a little bit to get some of the brakes in. Roll up the tires. So I have to turn very sharply. The accelerator a little earlier out of the corner. Is this car even? I don't know if we need it for this car or for the track in general, but definitely haven't driven this car on this track I would normally. Have to go back on the front. No worries. Thanks for joining. Alright, your shift's over. It's nice to hear a different sound. Driving the McLaren for so long. Oh yeah, that kind of squirrely, that's for sure. These tires are really cold still. McLaren with a planted edge is fine. Second gear only. It is good to switch up cars once in a while to avoid situations like this. I think it takes a lot of practice with each car. They're all so unique. Someone will be behind fastest lap in this thing for a while. Sounds really realistic though, I like it. Just can't go full on the accelerator with any input on the steering. Doesn't get happy with that. Just hang right now. So if they can use a corner like that, safer than normally would with this thing. While I get the hang of it. Warm up. Just trying to wiggle, try to heat up the tires more and it's fun to hear. I have heard this is something quite difficult to get used to this car. But should not be this. Fun challenge though. A few laps now, so I can't blame it on the car as much anymore. Of course, the car being different again, but not the tires. Let me show you that only the rears are starting to warm up. Really, right now. At least I got myself spun around the right way. 1:59 my lap is 30 seconds longer than my best lap this session. Not that lap. So careful with this thing. I was going to get up to 5th gear there, but gearing is clearly quite different as well. Lost it there. These corners are very difficult with this car. They're typically turning quite a lot and very flat out for these corners, which this car just it cannot handle. I cannot handle turning with throttle, like flat out throttle it does. So good though. your steering set yet? I have volume now. What do you mean by that? At 900 degrees? What do you mean? Yeah, definitely don't judge my performance based on this car though, man. This is very interesting. And it's still a good challenge. Very difficult. It's not just different because I've driven a few different cars and they're unique and hard to get used to. This car is definitely just difficult. I mean, I've heard that it was difficult as well, so I shouldn't be surprised. Still practice the line, even if I'm not taking the line very quickly. Too much of a cut for it to be valid. It's not. Okay, we're starting to get a lot more traction and everything. For that still. You hold the 9 and 3 and you turn left to right, it should be the opposite lock to lock. Should be the opposite lock to lock. Like here, you mean? I mean, it's matching the game perfectly and they're both set to 900 degrees, so it should be right. Based on the setup guides I looked online. A couple more laps in this car and I'm probably going to call it a night for the stream tonight. Improved my lap time once again, which is good. Not by too much today, but the main focus was learning how to trail brake. And although I might not be good at it and doing it every time, I definitely understand the feeling of it more than I did before. Something I'll be able to learn a lot more in iRacing. Not just because of realism, but mostly because of Assesto Corsa being very forgiving with not doing it correctly. Which I've heard everywhere. You can lock up the front wheels and you might not turn the best, but you'll make it through the turn. In iRacing, it's not always the case, and especially with MX-5, which is what I'll be struggling with. You just lock up the wheels, you're just going off the track, so. And that car, so much less power than the GT3 cars. So, it's going to reward me for carrying momentum and trail braking correctly. Everything that is good to learn, which is why in real life you don't start in a GT3 car. I'm trying to do my best learning these. That's a fun car to give a shot. But I might do like a couple more laps, but in a different car. Not the McLaren, but while I'm trying out new cars and not taking it too seriously, I may as well try another one out. Let's see what else we got. I think I've done a Ferrari before, maybe not though. Let's do something unique. I haven't had a BMW. I can't. Can I do the M4? Nope. Can I do the M6? Oh, this M4 I can do. Nice. I do want to try it in BMW for a couple laps.
Green light. Give it all you can.
Oh. This This is different for sure. Wow, that sounds delicious. Clarinet, I'll stick to it mostly. Don't worry. Wow, I like the sound of this so far. Feels pretty planted too for coming out of the pits a second ago. Wow. Wow, I really like this car so far. I should have go flat out first. Okay, that just didn't work out. Not because of the car. Well, it's different than used to, but didn't use traction. Which is surprising, I'm doing flat out in the corner and coming out of the pit lanes. Let's see if I take this as hard as I normally would. Oh, I actually can. It's slow there. I'm impressed so far. Traction there too. I really like this car. Let's invalidate that lap up there. This thing's a beast. You can just tell I'm way better at the Porsche on the 5th lap as I am at this on the 1st lap. Crazy. Just handles so nicely. Very planted. Sure, I'll spin it out of here eventually. This isn't technically a valid lap, but I'm going to attack a little bit of time. If it was, that's the fastest lap ever. Attack a little bit of time. It's about tying with my personal best. Just for that fact that it wasn't valid because I did cut the chicane. Okay, I did those right away. I was paying attention to the time. Lost that. Honestly, I practiced with this car much more than I thought. I've been McLaren for a little bit. It was good to get a mix, but I thought I would be horrible in other cars. This is very nice. It's not the car's fault. Too much braking too early. I'm doing more than just us in the car at this point. Wow, this thing does not want to spin. Second too. McLaren wasn't the best choice. I do love it. Lap times, though I could just be doing better because it's a slower car. I'm not sure. Based on that lap time, I don't think so. About that though. Turning too early as usual there. Unfortunately. Turn 1 I liked. Front lock up there. Wow, I haven't messed up that corner in a long time. Paying too much attention to the braking point reference, trying to find a reference for it. I wasn't actually looking at the corner. Turn into it. Doing my laps, and I thought I would, because I'm enjoying this car. Brakes a little bit too much there. Pretty quick to the top of each gear as well, just like the Porsche. It's okay. Good turn 1 and 2 for me. And turn left is great to use the whole track there. Oh, he took that way slower than normal. Sucks to have a good start. Lose it like that. Take that in a second, but I didn't. That was so nicely. Get a sense of what the time is. It's from about around here. Super happy with that. At least I used the whole track, looks like, for the final corner.
Well done, mate. Personal best.
It's not a personal best total just for the session, but that was a good sign. I think that's a good sign to end it there. But I do like it. I'm glad I tried it, that's for sure. Alright, well, I appreciate you guys watching. Made some good progress. Improved my personal best a little bit. Let's just see if I can go around the track on the outside. I never thought about that. Never tried that. Let's just complete this lap. Right here. Yeah, I think I shaved 300th of a second, or 0.3 of a second off my personal best, 2 or 3, something like that. So not amazing, but it's still an improvement. That's lots to do out here. This is so weird. It helps me know where my car is, that's for sure. Difficult. Shifting is completely off because I don't have the engine note down. I have lights in front of me, I should be looking at them. I forgot I have the HUD because usually I'm looking at the actual steering wheel. And it's just a bonus that I have a physical one, but I should use it for this. I appreciate you guys sticking around for the stream. So we've been here for quite a while. Same with viewers on Twitch. It's new to me to be on Twitch, so I appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody.